caller. You are live on the air. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Hi, my name is Justin. I'm calling from Fort Myers, Florida. Um, I'm asking about the new covenant stated in Jeremiah 31, Jeremiah 32, Ezekiel 11, Ezekiel 36, and I'm wondering what that new covenant means for us today, and uh, specifically also what does writing the law on our hearts mean? Like, does that not go against free will? That's basically the majority of my question.
That's in Jeremiah 31, not in 32. And the new covenant is a bris. And what is a covenant? It's a promise, that's all. Doesn't mean a new Bible. It doesn't mean a new religion. Doesn't mean a new dispensation. In fact, it's very clearly revealed in the text exactly what it means. Jeremiah says in those days, everyone will die for their own sins. So first we have a complete rejection of vicarious atonement. And the covenant is that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when the Almighty, blessed be his name, brought the children of Israel out of Egypt into the land of Israel. So God made a promise that you're coming into the Holy Land. You could stay there. And he took us by the hand out of Egypt, and he brought us to the land of Israel. God said, I was a husband to you, v'anochi ba'alti bom, but you broke the promise, and therefore you were exiled. There's a day coming, Jeremiah says, and listen very carefully, because you're right, William, this comes up a lot. There's a day coming that the Jewish people will be restored back to the land of Israel and never to be exiled again. Never. But there'll be a complete restoration. Now, how do you know what I'm saying is true? Just look at verse 33 or 34, depending on what kind of Bible we have. It says there, and no longer will anyone teach his neighbor and say, know the Lord, for they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest of them, declares the Lord. It's verse 34 in a Christian Bible, verse 33. So the time when this is going to occur is not 2,000 years ago when the Christian religion began, or when the New Testament was written. It had nothing to do with that. Now, the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, is going to make that case in the last 6 verses of that chapter, but it's all sheker v'chazov. It's completely untrue. But rather, the Jews will be restored to the land of Israel and never to be exiled again, exactly as we find at the end of the book of Amos. Now, God writing into the heart, it doesn't mean they have free will, but it means that a person's heart will be softened, as we find in Ezekiel, that I will take their heart of stone and I'll make it into a heart of flesh. See Ezekiel 11, verse 19 and 20. But what does that mean? It means that in keep my Torah, people will be softened to do tshuva. I'll give you an example. It could be. I don't know you. You don't. Maybe you know me. I don't know. But it could be after the epic tragedy of October 7th, you're not the same person that you were. You, I, those who are lovers of Hashem have become more receptive to Hashem's message. It could be, right? I don't think I'm wrong, right? That means that if before that epic event, tragedy occurred, your heart was a little stony, all of us, I'm not speaking you, and was less receptive to a spiritual message, it's very possible that today your worldview has changed, where your heart is more receptive to a message from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes? I don't think I speak for myself. That's what it means. Doesn't mean I have no free will. If you want to know if there's free will or no free will, believe me, there are plenty of people whose heart is still heart of stone, for sure. But Hashem gave people after such trauma, and I'm taking something very extreme, but also very recent, that's in the news now, for very good reason. And it doesn't mean that we lost our free will. It just means that our outlook has changed and we're more receptive. How do you test what I'm saying? Like, how do you know? So listen up, sweet kindlech, children of the Most High, my dear brothers and sisters. Continue reading Jeremiah 31. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, who appoint the sun to illuminate the day, the moon and the stars to illuminate the night, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord Almighty is his name. If these signs will vanish from my sight, that means the sun will stop illuminating the day, and the stars and the moon the night, only then will I cast off the seed of Jacob as being a nation of men, if the very foundations of the earth. So Jeremiah 31 is telling us explicitly that this means that the Klal Yisrael, the nation of Israel, Bnei Yisrael, will be restored back to their land. The nation will do tshuva. Their heart becoming flesh doesn't mean that we become robots. Then what's the big deal? No, it just means we are receptive to the word of Hashem. Our hearts are open, not closed. And I say this to you, I don't know you, but I'm going to assume, picking a tragedy that happened very recently, that you're not the same person you were on October 6th, right? Does it mean you don't have free will? Of course you have free will. But are you the same person? I doubt it. It means that now HaKadosh Baruch Hu has brought about or allowed, whatever, according to his will and understanding, that after this tremendous trauma, we've all become more sensitive. It's like people, Nebuch, tragically, who lose a parent, God forbid, a father, a mother. Suddenly they wind up in synagogue all the time. How come? Sometimes things have to happen for people to wake up. That's all it means, that this tremendous trauma, this trauma is spoken about openly in Zechariah chapter 12, where there'll be a great mourning. I don't think I need to explain this to you. That's what Jeremiah 31 is about. Always, my sweet brothers and sisters, don't be afraid to look it up. Just look up the original. The original tells you exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about the restoration of the Jews, which will be permanent. In those days, everyone will know about Hashem, the least to the greatest. Did it happen 2,000 years ago? No. It will happen in the future. Thank you so much for your question. William, it was a pleasure to have me on your show. If you enjoyed this program, please like and subscribe.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא ועת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה והוא הווה